Hey guys. So I got this smaller video for you while I cook up some of the bigger stuff, like the new video and some other projects I don't want to tell you about just yet. I wanted to talk about this topic for a while, but I never got around to it until now. Of course, it's about the different versions of Brawlhalla, which there are 3. Console, PC, and mobile. Now technically, these are 3 different games, just coded and made so similar that they're pretty much the same. But I do believe it isn't an exact port, because I've been playing Brawlhalla on my PlayStation for a long time now. And when grabbing footage or doing whatever on PC, there were some differences I took note of. And while I did talk about some of the differences in the useless information video, it was far from everything. Almost all of these differences are very, very niche and really useless. But you lads seem to really like the video all about useless stuff. And for some final notes before we start, I don't have access to mobile, so we cannot compare that version to PC. Maybe someone else can do it. The second note is I'm on PlayStation, which could be a factor in some of these differences. Maybe something on Xbox and PC are the same, but it's just different on PlayStation for whatever reason. And finally, this might not actually be everything. It's everything I found, so it's probably not every difference. Anyways, I'll start you off with something sort of interesting, the avatar differences. So I can't really show it off too much because of my lack of avatars, but some avatars look different depending on the system. Now we're not talking very noticeable differences, we're talking something like this. If you can't tell, on console the avatar is a square with no shine, while on PC there is a shine and it's a square with round edges, more formally known as a squircle. Wonder what genius came up with that name. Now I don't know how many avatars do this, but I'm sure there are more. So if you lads can help me find some, tweet at me so we can note these down. But I think the ones that have major differences are like org or tournament avatars. Also a side tangent, the Parsec avatar with its proper look is actually off. It would probably look something like this, but instead it looks like this. The shine is all messed up. It looks like it's zoomed in. I don't like it. There are some weird cases with the text in Brawlhalla not sharing certain properties, and it's kind of stupid. Like the initials border color. There is a setting where you can turn on a player's name and you'll see the first 3 letters of their username. On console, there is no border with your name, while on PC, there is a dark cyan border around the text. You can't even get rid of this border. Something cool the devs could do is let you change the border color. And maybe for specific players, like your teammate, your enemy, yourself. That'd be pretty cool. Anyways, another case where this happens is with the room name at the top of your screen. On PC, there's a dark blue border, which is helpful when there are events with bright backgrounds. And you could probably guess, on console, there is no border. You guys want to join my you guys want to know my cuss? And super niche difference here, but the ranked stats, there is a difference. Take a look. Do you see it? I'm gonna assume you did, because for some reason, on PC, the ranked stat numbers have a slight blue to them, and console just has white text. Why? Bro, even the room code search got the blue glow to the text. What the fuck? Let's just get this one out of the way. The report a bug button and the image render tool. Now, we don't have the exact reasoning on why these 2 features aren't on console, but we can give a pretty realistic guess. The report a bug button is probably not on console, so kids don't spam it or something. I don't know. And the image render tool probably isn't on console because you're not really supposed to save images from games or something like that. I wish I had the answers for you, but I just don't. I could sorta get the reported bug button not being on console, but the image render tool not being on console is a bit odd. Like, it's more than just an image grabber. You could see colors and skins you don't have unlocked in poses and such. It has great use. That and like, every system has a way to save images, but it's probably way more complicated than just adding it. Add the image render tool to console, it doesn't have to save images. Now, you used to not be able to hide the room code on console, but they did update this. However, it's way more annoying to do on console than PC. On PC, you just click this box, and on console, you gotta go through the settings. Which, why can't you just add a button for it at the top right? I don't know, make it something like R2. All R2 does is act as a secondary button to open the emoji menu. So there's an open button for it. That and like, the emoji menu is pretty useless. I don't really like emojis. Emoji skins are the dumbest addition to Brawlhalla. and nobody's gonna change my mind. Here's a good one. The charged OG icon is different depending on the system you're playing on. Now, this one is odd because I joined Brawlhalla quite a bit after it came out, and I'm not like new, but I never got to play during the Mountain Dew event. So when they handed out the charged OG color scheme through viewership rewards, it was my first look at them in game, and I thought they updated the color icon for the re-release. But no, that's just how they look on console, which is really odd. No one talks about this, and no one has the console icon of it, so I made this one. And if you want it too, you can go to the link down below and get it. PC launchers normally have a feature where you can launch your game with special properties like FPS unlockers. I don't know much about it, but Brawlhalla does have a fair bit of launch options. Some ranging from okay to really good to really useless. This is what it does. Now, console isn't missing much without these launch options, as most of these options are pretty useless for a console to do, like saving images, sending data, or raising the FPS, but there are some that I think would be helpful, like no skulls. Now, PC does have something cooler than just ridding of the skulls from the game. Well, almost all of them. And that is a slightly different look to the level up UI. PC has a glow in your legend, a blue glow in the text, and the unlockable you get for leveling up is grayed out until you unlock it. Comparing this to console, I gotta say, console's kinda ugly. On console, the splash renders for Lucian and Azoth are missing a layer, causing some parts of the render to be see-through. I'm not gonna lie though. If you put black behind Lucian's splash render, it looks like his hat is casting a shadow over his face, which looks really cool. PC has exclusive access to the point viewer. Now, I'm not gonna explain what the point viewer is because of how much info this feature shares. Just know when you do an action, it tells you almost everything about it. For some reason, you can't add descriptions to your custom game rooms on console, which may or may not be for the best. In training on console, your name will be displayed, of course, but oddly on PC, it's just player 1, which really messes with things. I feel like they should change this. This one's really simple, you can't chat in console. Something interesting is before we had the additional achievements added into Brawlhalla, there were 39 achievements for you to grab, which is a bit annoying, because all they had to do was think of one more achievement to round the number up. But just a theory, I think they kept it like that because on PS4 exclusively, there were 40 achievements, or better known as trophies. Now calm down, PlayStation doesn't have a special unlockable, it's just a platinum trophy, which is an achievement given to those who've obtained every trophy in a PlayStation game. That is the rough explanation for it, as there's other factors to it, but we're not here for that. The random map selection animation has been updated on console, but the console's dice background is still blue, while PC's is purple. What? Also, the console's wing thing is low quality. Wait, there's even more differences I forgot to list. Like, why is the border gold and the wood slightly more red and the dice slightly smaller? Bro, why are they different? Some words on console will be censored if the term is deemed inappropriate to the console, but it has to be very specific words that Brawlhalla on PC doesn't find inappropriate. Because if Brawlhalla finds your name inappropriate, they'll give you some random name with a prisoner ID after. So to get this effect, you have to find very specific words that the console finds inappropriate, but Brawlhalla on PC doesn't. There's an animation for when the news tiles switch, and for some reason console doesn't have it. I just don't get why we can't have something like this. I don't think the menu will run worse if the news tiles have like a little animation. You can view profiles on console while Steam doesn't let you. Clans. The legend select is a bit different depending on the system. The locked legend icon looks more clean on PC than console. And even if you own all the legends, you can't escape it, because those useless circles also suffer the ugly treatment. And when you're changing your stuff on PC, your legend will fade out a little bit, while console doesn't even do this.
And there's no flash for when you pick the legend on console. This is so stupid.
And finally, one that actually affects the gameplay, mines still don't glow on console. Wow. Before I started researching for this video, I didn't think there'd be that many differences. But dang, there's like, what, 18? But even though this stuff is very niche, I find it a little dumb. But though dumb, I do find this stuff very, very interesting. If you made it all the way through, I thank you. I really do appreciate you for sitting through all of this. But I am legally required to ask you to like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want more. The recent boost in my videos have really helped me a lot, and I'm running out of ways to say thank you, so I drew you this. I hope you like it. But I am a little angry. If you haven't gotten it already, I am a console player, and your boy does want some blue glint on his rank stats. So how about this, BMG? How about me and you? I go to BMG, I work at BMG, and then we add blue glint to all the stats, all the cool stuff. I'm thinking like a blue glint to the level number, so you know there's like a cool look to it. Maybe some blue glint to just all the text, because